In sharecropping, the term or definition is that you had this landowner who said, well, look, if you work the crops, I'll let you keep a small percentage of what we make. And in return, I'll provide you with the tools, also known as a helmet, a football, shoulder pads. And they said, I'll give you a place to stay, which is also known as a dorm. And I'll give you a small stipend. You'll get to keep, a small portion of what you make, which is called a scholarship. But the landowner himself was the one that made all the money off the backs of slaves. Fast forward, using that analogy today, as far as football and NCAA and basketball goes, you have a $12 billion a year industry, but the players aren't making anything, nothing, besides their scholarship. So my thought is, it's as simple as this: 70%, give or take, depending on what school is at, but an average, let's say 70 to 80% of all football and basketball players are black, right? So that means there's an entire empire built on the backs of young black men, right? We collectively present something that says, hey, these players need to be making $2,000 a month so that they don't have to sell a jersey for $100, which I think is bullshit anyways, because the NCAA can sell the jersey or the school can sell a jersey and they can make money. But again, you can't make any money off of your jersey and your likeliness and your name. It's a whole nother issue. Change it and say you have to pay these young men a stipend. I don't care if it's $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. If your head coach can make $8 million, these kids can make $2,000 a month. It can't be one person taking a knee. And let me tell you why it has to change. If you take young men, right, and you give them a salary, or they're making a stipend or a check, however you want to word it, now they're able to save, right? So majority of these men are not going to go pro after they play in college. But what it does is it offers a shift, because you have now money to save. And let's just say they offer $2,000 for the sake of conversation. $2,000, $24,000 a year. Say they save $1,000 and do whatever with the other $1,000. That puts them in a position where they're saving $12,000 a year. When they get out of college and they have their degree, now they're in a position to buy a home and not be poor. They can put a down payment on a house, they can buy a car, they can support their family, and their transition from college life into the adult world is so much smoother. Not only that, you're able to have a credit card while in college and you could establish credit. You can buy a car while in college and establish credit, so that when you get out, you can have home ownership. Home ownership is the biggest gap between black wealth and white wealth in the United States, or I should say black poverty and white wealth. Most white people own homes, or a lot of white people own homes. A lot of black people don't. This enables men to save up. These schools are making money, billions of dollars, off of your son's back. And that's not if your son is white and he plays, they're making money off of your son's back. And they should be paid a stipend. Other than that, like I said, it's modern day sharecropping. They gave you a field, they gave them a field. They gave them equipment, they're giving you equipment. They gave them a place to sleep, they're giving you a place to sleep. At the end of the day, you come out with nothing. Sounds like sharecropping to me. So we have to be able to move differently. It can't be Colin Kaepernick taking a knee by himself and the other 53 players are standing there. If we want change, genuine change, we have to move as a unit. We always crack a joke and say, if you say something about gay people, they'll come in here and have all this shit boarded up in the morning, because they move as a unit. There's no way that a coach should make $8 million and your son makes $0. There's no way that the coach should be eating well, the athletic director is eating well, the NCAA president is eating well, and your son can't buy diapers for his baby, because some of them in college do have kids. There's no reason that these people have a 700 credit score and your son can't even pay his credit card, or send $100 home to help his mom out. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the change that we're looking for starts within us, and it's how we move. So I say all that because football season is around the corner, literally like a month and some away. What do? Are you going to say, hey, let's sit down and let's talk about this? We don't have to march, because don't nobody care about marching. We don't have to march. Social media is the new way to get things done. Once the message is out, hey, we're doing XYZ, everybody jumps on board if we're moving as a unit, and we change the game, which is not just college. We're spreading the wealth from the top, which I told you trickle down effect doesn't work, Donald Trump. We're spreading it from the top, the NCAA, the head coaches, the athletic directors, and we're sprinkling it down to the children who are actually the reason they have a job. And with that, we teach them homeownership, we teach them being smart with your credit, establishing credit, what a credit score means, how it will benefit you when you get out of college. It's a slow progression, but we have to teach each other. Learn one, teach one. We have to do better with what we're doing within our own community. And again, it starts with us simply saying, I'm not going to let the top continue to benefit from the people on the bottom, and then everybody turn a blind eye to the fact that your son is breaking his back in the literal sense. Back, fingers, whatever, in the literal sense. And in return, what are they getting? A free education. Well, that's part of the deal. You're gonna get, the free education is gonna be there. However, that $50 million that y'all making, our kids deserve some of that. You're going out there and you're getting injections to numb the pain. You're getting concussions. You're getting broke down every single day. And for what? We have to change that. So that's where I'm gonna start. You guys let me know what you think. Let's start with saying this is a job. The NCAA is a business. The college athletics is a business. They're handling it like a business. As employees that have a contract, we have to handle our jobs like it's a business. Instead of looking at like, oh, they did us a favor by letting us come and play football. No, they didn't do you a favor. Like literally, like I'm making money off of you. I'm not paying you anything. That's not right. As parents, as people, black, white, and other, we have to stand up and say, that's not right. You can't make $50 million off of these kids and not pay them anything. Period. And let me just side note, for all the people out there who are saying, well, my kid plays lacrosse, he should get a check. Lacrosse doesn't bring in any money. Wrestling doesn't bring in any money. Beach volleyball doesn't bring in any money. However, be grateful because your son and your daughter also have a scholarship, because these kids play football and basketball and they bring in so much money, they can trickle down that scholarship money to your kids, to my kids who don't play football or basketball. So for those people, please don't say anything because it doesn't apply to you. Be grateful that your son and daughter is getting a scholarship because they're also getting that scholarship off the backs of black